Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our daily Q&A video for today. In this one, let's start with doing a character spotlight. Going to be giving my thoughts on Dwight. So we did get the new picture of Dwight a few days ago. Was it like last week, something like that? I'll put a link in the description to AMC's Facebook page. It's on the page. They got some cool fan art of the weapons and some different stuff. They're releasing a few things this year, but not as much as usual with the cliffhanger, secrecy and all that kind of jazz. So we got a new picture of Dwight. Wanted to give my thoughts on what I think about the character so far, and looking forward to seeing him in season 7. So we're getting closer to season 7 all the time. Just really, oh man, I can't wait. I really do think season 7 will probably be the best season of The Walking Dead yet, especially getting to see Negan and everything and how this is all coming together and getting to see everything they've shown us. Man, it looks like it's going to be incredible. So I'm really excited. I just can't wait. So did a character spotlight for Glen, recently, was that a few weeks ago? And so I decided, let's do one for Dwight right now as he stands right now. So right now, for me, Dwight is my least favorite character in the entire show, by far. I mean, at this point anyway. Of course, going into season 7, we pretty much know from the trailer and everything that we're going to get to spend some time with Dwight. We're going to get to see his side of things and kind of what kind of life he's been living. We're going to get to see Sherry, his girl, and what's going on with that. And some spoiler warning for the comic books. There's some stuff that's happening with her. I talked about in the breakdown video for the trailer, but Negan has some different wives, some women that he likes to use as wives, and in the recent issue he called her a ladder climber in the worst kind of way. I love all Negan's lines, man. So I love Negan. You guys know how much I love Negan. But Dwight, on the other hand, so how do I feel about Dwight right now? Now, it depends. I mean, the comic book series version, of course, in his first appearance, we pretty much all hate Dwight because he shows up and he shoots somebody in the eye with a crossbow. In the TV series version, it's Denise. Those of you guys who've read the comic book series, I'll skip around it. It's a very important character that Dwight kills. So right off the bat, we hate Dwight pretty much in the comic book series. Now, he kind of redeems himself a little bit as it goes through because he shows that he's not really loyal. He kind of hates Negan too, of course, because of Negan burning him with the iron in the face and everything like that that's happened with him. So, it's like, yeah, you can kind of sympathize with him a bit. So I think that's going to be a huge focus in the first half of season 7 for the character, is that they're going to try and get us to sympathize for him and the things he's going through and the stuff that's happened to him. And it does kind of suck the position he's put in by Negan because they have to produce, those are the rules, as we see in the trailer. And if they don't earn their keep, so to speak, then, they could get punished, Negan could kill them. Negan is a pretty brutal leader, I want to say, for sure. I mean, if you look at the bat and stuff, leading through fear in that kind of way, Lucille and smashing dudes' heads in, he's not somebody you want to cross. So Dwight crosses him anyway in season 6, and him and Sherry go to leave. We see them always accountable from Daryl's perspective, and, Negan sends Wade after them, and Wade is able to find them. We see from Daryl actually saves Dwight and Sherry, and then of course after that happens, they turn on him. So, and it's kind of Sherry gives him the nod to do it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like Dwight kind of looks at her and she gives him the nod. So it's almost like she's more responsible for them turning on Daryl than anything else. But afterwards, Dwight totally trolls Daryl in the second half of the season. So this one depends how you feel about Daryl. Most people love Daryl. I've got, of course, posters of him, figures of him, everything. I love Norman Reedus's Daryl. He's one of my favorite characters in the show, and he's part of what makes the show so much fun for me. And even liking it to the point where I never thought I would, but even liking it more than the comic book series because of add-ins like Merle and Daryl and a lot of the other stuff they've added in and they've done to get it to see it play out in live action form in the TV series version. I just love to see it so much. It's so exciting to see it, and I can't wait for season 7. But yeah, so it depends. How you feel about Dwight is going to depend on how you feel about Daryl. I like Daryl. I have seen comments of people who hate Daryl. This one guy was a picture of a cat. I think his name's No One. I've seen him in the comments lots of times. I hate Daryl for like a year. He's been saying the same thing. He trolls all the time. Anyway, it's cool. He doesn't troll anybody personally, so it's fine. He hates Daryl. So there are a good number of people that hate Daryl. If you hate Daryl, you're probably going to like Dwight. If the opposite is true, then the opposite is true. If you like Daryl and he's one of your favorite characters, you're probably going to hate Dwight because he probably should have killed him. Yeah, he probably should have, and he does troll him a bit. So that's Dwight. Now in the comic book series too, later on, we get to see from Dwight that he is not a trustworthy character. He is somebody who he's pretty twisted. He doesn't. Eugene calls him out on the comic book series, and he points out that Dwight really is playing both sides. Dwight is on his own side. He isn't really for Negan, of course, because of what Negan has done to him. But he isn't really, if he is to turn on him, if he's given an opportunity, he's not really on that side either. It's almost like he's playing both sides and just whatever side is going to win, he's going to go with. So you could say he's cunning in that way and, all that. But at the same time, too, I would say personally, I mean, it's like if you're gonna go with something and you're going to go all in for something. So if you agree that Rick and the guys are good guys, this kind of thing, and you're willing to go all in for them, it's kind of like if you switch, it's kind of like you just gave up on all your values. You became a hypocrite. You went against whatever that team stands for, whatever that side stands for. And I don't entirely 100% agree with what Rick and the others did in the second half of season 6 with annihilating a lot of them and doing what they did. Against these saviors, but the saviors kind of attacked him. They kind of showed him what's going on. Rick has dealt with people like this before, so you can kind of understand. So one of the reasons why I hate Dwight so much, and he's my least favorite character in the series, not only because he bested Daryl twice, well, kind of like 3 times, but Daryl helps him, and so Daryl's a nice guy, and they screw him over, they steal all his shit, and now we see a picture of him, and he steals his vest with the wings, and he steals his freaking crossbow again. I just I hate this guy, man. So he's thieving him again. It's almost like he's trolling him, he's bullying him. Oh man, I just I don't like it. And also too, he's not so he's a double crosser, right? He's not for anybody, and so that's except for himself, looking out for himself. And we've already started to see that in the TV series. We'll probably see more of it in the future. And that's why Dwight right now is my least favorite character. Of course, I'm expecting, or you could say I hate the character pretty much, and for what he's doing what he's supposed to do. I don't hate the design. I hate him for what he's done so far in the series. So we'll see if they can bring him back, in my opinion, this season, and if he'll become more likable for me. But yeah, right now as a Daryl fan and just as a person with values, he's a piece of shit. So I don't like Dwight right now. So yeah, there it is. But you guys can write your comments below. Let me know what you think about Dwight as a character, and you could write your least favorite. Yeah, do that. Write your least favorite character. Which character do you hate the most? And it's all good if you hate Daryl or you hate Rick or something. Write it below. Who's your what character do you hate the most? I think a lot of people are probably going to hate Negan. After the premiere. So we'll see how that goes. It'll be fun. But write it below, guys. Who do you hate the most right now in the TV series? And you can even do comments if you want to. And we'll do a couple more questions for today. Next one's from Will Dindar. And he says, "Hey Trev, when you first read episode 100 of the comics and the certain character was killed off, did you ever think," I'll do this, you guys already know, it's been out forever now. Did you ever think that over time you would learn to love Negan? And how long realistically can you see the TV show lasting before either the viewers aren't appealed by the show anymore or the cast members, e.g. Andrew Lincoln, say that they want to expand their acting beyond the Walking Dead universe? So this is such a amazingly loaded question from Will. So did I ever think that I would grow to like Negan after reading issue 100? No, I thought we were dealing with somebody that was more brutal than the governor. I had no idea what we were getting into with Negan. I thought he might just be a minor villain or something. But when you find out how many men he has and everything and what's going on with the Saviors, I never thought I would learn to love Negan and that I would actually really like Negan after a while. But the thing is, he's so funny. He's so charismatic, especially later on. And with what he's done recently, I almost want to say like he's redeemed himself quite a bit. And, you know, you can understand, too, I suppose, from his side. In the TV series version, it's even easier because Rick has, you know, annihilated. If it was up to Rick, he would kill them all, you know, like he said, he'd kill them all. I love that governor tie-in. That was a great line and everything. So Negan's really not that bad if you compare him to Rick currently, because if Rick in the group won currently, he would annihilate all the saviors he'd get his hands on, which he was doing anyway. So Negan's only really going to kill one of them to punish them. So he's really not that bad in the TV series right now, even though everybody's going to hate him because they're going to kill one of our, you know, point of view core characters. So, but me personally, yeah, I never thought I would, but Negan is one of my favorite characters in the whole series. Absolutely, after reading the comics and what happens with him in the future. Really excited to see the TV series version and interpretation of him. Should be a lot of fun. And this will be, I guess we'll end it with this one so that way the video doesn't go on too long. How long, realistically, can you see the TV show lasting before the viewers aren't appealed by the show anymore, or major cast members, e.g. Andrew Lincoln, say that they want to do other things? Well, he has said that. He has said that in interviews I've read that, you know, it's kind of a bummer for him that he'd like to do some other, you know, acting. He'd like to do some other things. And from what I've seen in the last couple of years, he doesn't seem to have that spark with regards to the interviews and stuff. He still seems to enjoy it from what you see at SDCC and stuff. But I think after you do something for 6 or 7 years, it doesn't always have that same spark that it did in the beginning or after the first few seasons and for the first few years. There was a rumor last year that he might want to be killed off, that kind of thing. It's not true, but yeah, I can definitely see some of the people wanting to get out, but it's The Walking Dead. They could just remix the story up, and I think it could go on. As long as the viewers are there, AMC wants it to go forward. You could compare it to HBO, which is ending Game of Thrones in the next couple of years, where the showrunner said, we're done with it, and we're going to finish it up like this, and HBO's like, please, can't you make it go longer? And they're like, no, we want it to be quality. We want to end it here, and this makes sense to do it here. So HBO's like, okay, fine. AMC is different than HBO like that. AMC's like, Frank Darabont, you want more money, you want to do this, you want to do that, you're fired. You're fired. How's that sound? So AMC is different than HBO with regards to that. And for us as fans, it actually might work out to be better that way, because then they produce it for us. They produce for us what we want to see, even if Gimple eventually gets tired of it. If Gimple's working 70 or 80 hours a week, I don't know how many hours he's working, but let's say he's at 70 hours a week, it's going to be hard to do that long run, long term, for more than maybe a decade. If you're working 70 hours a week, it's really hard to do that for longer than a few years. So if he eventually burns out and he's had enough of it at some point, I'm thinking they'll probably have somebody else in mind that can kind of take over and kind of do, you know, maybe an ascension plan. And when he leaves, someone else will come in and take over for him. And maybe it won't be as good, but as long as it continues, I'll be happy. So I'm hoping we get past season 10, but it is getting long. You know, I mean, a lot of us have grown up with Walking Dead. When I started watching it, I was 24. Now I'm 30. It's like a different life. It's like 30 years old, living on my own. Used to live with my parents when I was in my early 20s. Was in school and stuff. And yeah, it's crazy, man, how the years have gone by so fast. So I hope we can get lots more years of it. But you know, expecting it to get to season 15, it might be asking a bit much. Maybe we won't get there. Maybe if we get to season 10, I'll certainly be happy with it. Myself, but you guys can write your comments below too. How long do you think it's going to last? It's all speculation right now because we don't have really any idea. But in terms of viewers, I think The Walking Dead will probably always be fine in terms of viewers. I mean, if you look at the comic book series and how it actually gets even better from this part on, if you ask me, it gets even better as it goes. It doesn't get worse. Kirkman's writing and everything gets even better, and it's even more fun later on. Like right now in the comics, it's even better than, you know, some of the stuff we've had in the past, like the Governor and the prison and that. It's gotten just better and better and better. So I think for viewers, it'll be fine. Pretty much as long as AMC or the people involved want to do it, I think they could probably do it for, and lots of people will tune in to watch, even more so in the future, because it's just such an amazing show. Even if it doesn't necessarily beat its peak, which might be like season 5, we'll see. Maybe season 7 premiere would beat it after that cliffhanger. I wouldn't be surprised, so we'll see. But I'm hoping we get at least 10 seasons of the show. Smallville got 10 seasons. The same thing I always say. That'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. Write your comments below on who your most hated character in the series is right now, TV series or comics, and how long you think The Walking Dead is going to last, and how you feel about Dwight and Negan. If you like this video, as usual, guys, please thumb it up below. Please don't forget. You can also share and favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this video today. I'll see you guys again probably tomorrow for another. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.